Hey everybody, Josh from Collection DX here with another review. This time it's the SH Figuarts Loki from, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This review is brought to you by Fun.com. They provided this sample to us. Very nice. If you like this toy, go visit Fun.com and go buy one. There are links in the description below. So that being said, let's get on with the review. So the SH Figuarts line is, always awesome. It's just a very high quality action figure. It's expensive, but the detail and the likeness is phenomenal on these figures. This particular one obviously is Loki, and it's Tom Hiddleston, I think that's how you say his name, plays Loki, and he's just one of the best parts of the cinematic universe, I think. And he's getting his own show on Disney Plus, which I'm very much looking forward to. But this is as he is in the Avengers series, and he's got some accessories. But I wanted to go through a few things with you. Right now I have the variant helmet on. I love the horns, so we're going with that. And I just had him in a cool battle pose. I am holding him up with a Tamashii stand right now, just for the sake of it, but he can stand. So let's go through some of the joints, and we'll talk about the figure and its construction. So nice cloth cape, no wire in here. Sometimes you see wire along the edge to kind of pose it like it's flowing a certain way. This one doesn't have that. You got a nice ball joint and neck. I'll tell you this though, when the helmet is on, it's a little limited to what you're gonna get, and you can swap heads, and we'll get into that later on. The detail in the armor on the cloak is amazing. It's just all the way down. It's very a nice trim, and even the texture on this is really cool. And that part is rubber, so it's kind of like a multi-layered figure. You got your ball joint. You also have a little of that joint that goes forward and backwards here in the chest. I don't know if you can really see it. Double jointed elbows, but so technically they're a double joint, but there's a little bit of a weird range of motion here that I can't quite figure out. Usually there's like a bicep swivel or some kind of elbow swivel, and there's a little bit of it, but there's not like, normally you'd be able to rotate it. I mean, it's probably pretty lifelike because that's how humans don't have an actual swivel in there. But just for, typically action figure articulation tends to do that. The body is multiple segments, so you can kind of see what's going on there. It's a little tight, but I think it's largely because there's this strap that comes across, and it does sort of limit the range of motion. There we go. I was holding on to the thing, sorry. So it moves, moves around pretty good. And then you have this sort of the skirt under the skirt. You can't really see what's going on with the hips there, but they, good range of motion, very tight. I love how tight that is. It feels like it's not going to loosen up over time. And you get the nice Figuarts joint in the knee. One of the problems I have with the figure, though, is the feet. And I'll explain why. It's not a deal killer, but it's just something that you see it in less expensive figures, and you don't see it here. And that's any kind of ankle rock. You get articulated toes, but you can't do anything, and you can't even really, you could swivel it well enough, but there's just not a lot of range of motion. And if you go too far, it pops out, and it's just a simple ball. So there's nothing, the engineering is just not really there. Again, it's fine. It holds a nice standard pose. It's, Loki doing Loki and whatnot, but it would be nice if there was just a little more going on with the feet. But otherwise, it's a very nicely done figure. And it should be for what you're paying. I mean, look at that expression. That is like a photoreal looking expression, right? So we're going to go through some of the options with this figure. You can do some different weapons and whatnot. But, basically, this is him with the long staff, with the head, the gem in there. But there also comes with the Tesseract itself that he can you know, hold up like so. So he actually comes with his own cube, which is pretty cool. And all this, you know, this is going to play a lot into Loki's series, I think. So it's, you know, it's kind of neat. The staff also has 2 lengths. As you can see, this is going to fall out here. This is long, but it's a 2-part staff. And then you have the short one, which same thing comes apart. And you just kind of stick it through there. And there you go. Then you have the short version of the staff. And again, even the weapon is just nicely detailed. It's got a, you know, everything's got its own color. The gem is colored and translucent with, you know, just really nice. All right, let's take a look at how the helmet and the heads come apart. So you can just pop it off like that. And in this case, the lower neck has come off with it, which you can take off. But let's do this so I don't damage anything. Each face is basically, you got these little notches in the back that you just line up with this, and then you can put the hair around it. In this case, give it that. There are actually 2 different hair pieces, believe it or not, 2 long hairs. One is for use with the armor, and the other is for use with no armor helmet. Okay, so there's that kind of neutral face, and you can see now that his hair is a separate piece. And then we just pop that back on. Here, till you hear it pop, click, and there you go. So you can see how the faces are a little, you know, you can swap some plates out. There's a couple different ones. At least for the helmet, you can pop them out. I think you can with this one too. Yeah, you can. It just looks great. He's got extra hands, and he's got closed ones. There's another thing that we can do with him, which I think is really neat. So in, I think in Endgame, it was when they had to go back and get all the stones from their places in time. There is a point where Loki picks up a dropped Tesseract and jumps out into altering the timeline, right? So that's where the new Loki series is going to kind of pick up, right? But so this actually has the handcuffs and mouth guard from that scene, as well as special hands that are actually done in a way that to hold it. It's kind of a pain to do, but once you get it, it's kind of cool. And I'll show you what's going on here. So if you can look in the hands, you can see there's actually little triangular indents in the palms meant to kind of secure the cube in the hands, which I think is a nice touch. These cuffs are cool. And in terms of, you know, the face, it's just, you know, really amazing. But I don't think anyone's going to display it like this. I'm surely not. So it's a neat look. I don't think I'm going to display it like this. But it's cool that they included it for those who wanted to. I forgot to show you the that there are different heads to the staff. So one head is for the short handle. You get the kind of closed staff. And then for the long handle, you get the open staff, I guess you'd call it. They both work on either one, but it's easy to pick the wrong one, which I have done. Also, worth noting that there are 2 holding hands, so you can hold the staff with 2 hands. So yeah, it is a pretty amazing action figure. The detail is really great. The face looks great. It's just got a lot going on for it, and I am glad that I have it. And now it makes me want to get the whole team, whole Avengers team together, which would probably cost me several hundreds of dollars. But you can get this Loki right now at fun.com. Link in the description. Check them out. Thanks again to them for the sample. And we will see you next time.